Let's do it right. Before we get it, I like the prelim, but we're gonna get into it. What's up, y'all?
Like, first of all, you tuned in to the Potluck. You know what I'm saying?
Potluck, yes, indeed.
Definitely,
for sure.
We know hip hop production, the Potluck. You already know who it is. Top 5 Lou. I'm living this top 5 lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? There ain't really no more need of an introduction for a guy like me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here with my main Pete, my main dogs. I got Mod in the building. We out here with Pete, Tyler, whatever you want to call him. But I'll let them guys speak for themselves. But y'all know who it is, man. It's top 5 Lou.
You already know it's your boy Ahmad, aka TKO Joe. Today is Sunday, so right now I'm just chilling, man, drinking on some brews, getting into this podcast, and got the Arabian Rakim in the background. You already know, Legends, one of the best albums ever, paid in full. So, boom, let's get into it.
Yo, like that. That is one of the best albums ever. I definitely agree with you on that, and we don't agree on everything. It's like I don't agree with that man top 5 on everything. I might not even agree he's top 5, but look, it's your boy Pete, Peter Tyler. Look, y'all don't know. I'm gonna give y'all a couple nicknames. I might know him. PT. Everybody call me PT. We ain't gonna get into the rap nickname because Lulu here, top 5 here. He gonna be like, "Oh, you used to spit." But I had another rap nut. Had an old life, and in that old life, where I was at a lot of times. When I wasn't like in school or whatever, right here on my block, posted like I am now, Pete's Corner. Welcome to the Potluck. Here we go.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man.
So look, it is September 5th, 2021. I like to drop a little date on there because it's important, especially this date right now, talking hip hop, because the past week and shit, we've had it's been some drama, huh?
Yes,
but it's been some good drops. There's been some drops out there, so we're going to talk about all that today, man. We're going to get into Kanye West, the Donda release, obviously. We're going to get into, look, go ahead. Who we going to get into, Lulu?
Oh, we're going to get into Hitler Wears Hermes 8. You know what I mean? Yo, if you're not listening to this, I'll fight you. I'm a big Westside Gunn fan, but yeah, we'll get into that.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like we got a lot we could talk about on them too, right?
Oh,
but don't mind me as I get into it. But I want to start with something else because I don't know how we're gonna talk about it. Fuck it.
Let's do it, man.
Who be eating ass out there? I want to know.
Not this guy. I don't eat no booty. I'm not doing no rim jobs.
Oh no.
Have you? Look. So Trick Daddy, Ahmad was like, I ain't getting into that, man. I ain't getting cut today. Nah, but so Trick Daddy came out talking about the ass eating and all that other stuff, tossing the salad and how you get his salad tossed and blah blah blah, and like everybody was kind of wilding out about it. I mean, my first question is this: let's keep it a buck. Girls were wilding out, guys were wilding out. But a lot of girls were like, so the guys reacted, right? If who's like Trick Daddy's age? If Morris Chestnut had come out and been like, "Yo, I get my ass ate," women would have been like, "Yeah, do I do it too?" To him, but because it's Trick, everybody, oh, that's gross. I can't believe men get their ass ate and this and that. So I want to get that out the way clearly, because if a nigga like Morris Chestnut came up on and was like, "Yeah, that's what I do," there'd be a line outside of his door right now to lick his booty hole.
Maybe not now, but about 15 years ago for sure, 20 years ago. But Trick Daddy was never one of those guys who women would think is attractive, right? Let's just keep it 100. You know what I mean? He's a funny looking dude. I mean, no, we say pause, no homo, whatever. I mean, but he he looks, whatever. But yeah, so you have a point. You have a point. You know what I mean? A guy like him saying that is, you're like, oh, it's gross. You know what I mean? I don't think women are gonna be lining up to eat Trick Daddy out. But But yeah, man, that's
I mean,
that's wild, man.
Ahmad.
Let me throw this out here real quick.
Go ahead.
Like, so I'm gonna say, like, I don't eat booty intentionally, right? Like, you know, sometimes I might be eating something else from the back, and it might just touch, you know, my nose or something. But you know, I mean, I'm not. That's not the goal. You know what I mean? But I might not even eat no twat, and that's cool. I say it on the potluck. Lulu eats twat. So hey, if y'all ain't known to grow up, you know what I mean?
Well,
sometimes I eat it from the back, and sometimes you know you might get a little too far, and I'm like, okay, baby, your ass too big, or you know, let me, you know, back up, you know. But it's no, I'm not.
This is breaking news. But that I didn't need to know. That's why I already turned on CNN. Look, but we grown. So like we gonna talk like grown.
Too. So
yeah, you married, yeah. So I'm 41. Ain't no secret. We all a certain kind of age, and we know growing up, a lot of people, the hell no, I don't do that. Especially growing up in a certain time, like 80s, 90s. Nah, you talking about
Right.
That was like nobody. I'm talking like eat the twat. Nobody even, you know, I ain't looking nothing down there.
Right.
So to go from that to where we are today, you know,
especially in the Black community, though.
Yeah, in the Black community. That's what I was talking about specifically.
For sure. Because when I was in the army, you know what I mean, I was in a unit, a lot of white dudes, and they talked about doing that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, white girls, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, you already know, like, you know, black girls back then would be like, oh, I ain't doing that, right? You know what I mean? Like, but white girls, I mean, they were known for that. But white, I know. I mean, I'm just saying, you know what I mean. But white dudes,
no, I feel you. That's what that's how it was back then.
About that, and you know, brothers was like, hell no, man. You know what I mean? You know, I ain't doing that. Yeah. So, you know, times have changed. You know what I mean? And I think people are always capping, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. So let me say this. You know, because I agree with you, and I look. So the first time a girl ate my ass, I was like, the fuck is going on? Like, my knees ain't supposed to be up here and all that. Like, I was here for some top.
Okay.
Like,
right. You got some bottom.
You said you got some bottom.
So
yeah, TKO, we fooling, man.
Right. Yeah. So look, I mean, I went to the bathroom right after. I called my best friend. It was in Arizona, man. I called my best friend. I think it was like 4 a.m. on the East Coast, and I was like, "Hey, wake up!" He's like, "What, man?" Like, "Hey, you never believe what just happened." Blah 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 blah. This and that. And he was like, "Okay, like, what you gonna do?" Now, Ma, to your point, he is a white guy, and I was like, "Oh," no. He said, "Well, why are you calling me about this?" And I was like, "Yo, this ever happened to you?" And he was like, "Man, like, what the fuck? Every girl I talk to does this." And I was like, he didn't say that, but the way he did it, I was like,
right.
Oh, so this happened a bunch.
Like it was normal, huh?
Like, yeah. And so it definitely threw me for a loop. But I'm always one of those people. I'll try anything once. So that was once.
Uh-oh.
That was it.
So
not anything. Not
okay.
Stop that.
Clarify that.
Yeah, listen. Oh, wait. This is a good opportunity though to let everybody kind of know, because I think some people hear it. I don't say pause. Really, I don't say none of that. Like, because one, I don't care. Two, right. My shit's never really been in question. Like, not once. Yeah. I know who the fuck I am right here, and if I say something and you take it that way, that's on you. Because my shit, like, right. I'm not in question. I don't care. Yeah, if you like men, women, whatever. I like women, so that's just me personally. Right. So I don't say pause because my stuff doesn't come from a place of whatever. It just comes from, hey, I'm saying something, you know.
Right.
And it's not like, oh, you're trying to get a secret message. Nah, I don't got no secret message. I'll tell you to your face what it is and what it isn't.
Right.
So I just wanted to clarify that. So anyway, to your point, still,
I didn't question you, brother. So you know, you got it.
Man, I ain't worried about that. I get on a little rant about that because people be like, when they be like, oh, you ain't gonna say pause, you ain't gonna do nothing, I'm like, for what, man? Like, why you always gotta say it? If you always gotta say it, you in question. Like,
you worry about.
Yeah. Like, if I was gay and I said pause, they'd be like, why are you saying pause? Like, well, I don't want you to think, like, I'm not worried about that shit, man. Like, anyway, that's my little 2 cents on that. We can let's get back to the subject.
Back to the topic.
But yeah. So listen, I had to pivot out of there real quick because I was talking about the first time I got my ass ate. So I wanted to get away from that conversation real quick.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking I had a question, but I'm good. I don't even want to know, man. So yeah, that's just.
Look, I'm gonna answer your question without you saying it. No. There's no kiss afterwards. There was a ride home, my nigga. It might have been yeah, good to see you.
Hey, yo, wasn't no ATM.
And there was no follow-up afterwards.
Wasn't no ATM. Wasn't no ass to mouth action.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
I mean, but I guess one of the questions, because it is so taboo, like in the Black community. Like you said, you don't say pause, you don't say no homo and none of that stuff. I mean, I do jokingly, you know what I'm saying? Like if somebody think I'm gay, I don't care. I mean, I know I'm not, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't bother me. So I can say some stuff, you know what I mean? I think we all could be like, okay, Morris Chestnut. I mean, he's, considered a handsome dude, right? Whether I consider him a handsome or not, I've heard females say he is, you know what I mean? And, I could look at a dude like Trick Daddy and be like, okay, the nigga ugly. You know what I mean? I mean, straight up, there's no like, I never heard a female say, oh, Trick Daddy is a sexy dude. I've never heard.
I lived in Miami for a minute, though.
Really?
Yeah, he got him. He got him in Miami.
Oh, come on, man. I mean, but I've never heard.
This is also back in the day, though.
But I mean, like, like I've heard females say, oh my gosh, like, Morris Chestnut. Chestnut, right. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard him say that. I've never heard a female say, what, Trick Daddy, oh my gosh, he's so, I mean, maybe say ugly, but I've never heard a female, like, look at him like that. So, the whole thing, like, Black community, the kind of stuff is taboo, you know what I mean? Like, ass eating, or, you know what I mean? Like, back then, it was, going down on somebody, but, I mean, Cass would be like, okay, if you let a woman eat you out, you gay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I disagree. You know what I mean? Not something, my wife would do, I would let her do, but to each their own. If somebody else is doing that, you know what I'm saying? That's whatever, rocks their boat, cool. But I don't think that's gay because that's not, definition. I mean, you're not attracted to another guy. You're not letting another guy do it.
But
you know what I'm saying?
I don't even think it's about that. I think the bigger point is, who gives a fuck, man? If that's what y'all into, that's what y'all into. That ain't for me. For
sure. Yeah.
Like most people judging that shit probably ain't never had nobody do it to them. So they don't even know. They might like it. Look, I just told you I have, and I was like, it ain't doing nothing for me. It ain't no, But at the end of the day, I don't give a shit. If that's what you into, that's what you into, Trick. If them women into it, into it. If, like I said, I think the whole thing was Trick saying it.
I mean, it's funny, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like you said, it is Trick, and I don't think women are lining up to be like, oh yeah, I want to do that to Trick. You know what I mean? But like, if a man enjoys that, I don't consider him gay. You know what I'm saying?
No, I ain't talking about that.
You know what I mean? I know you're not. I know you're not. But I've seen cats say that. Oh, that's gay. That's suspect behavior or whatever. But I mean, like you said, these guys who are saying that, and they probably never tried it. But even if we look at the history, you know what I'm saying, like how we've acted within the Black community when it comes to these topics, we don't talk about it. Like I remember when I was going to college, city college. It was this girl, you know what I'm saying? She was cool. And she was saying like how she's heard a woman say like, oh, I don't suck dick or whatever. And she like, bitch, you lying. You know what I mean? Like she already knew like what they dad told her, you know what I'm saying? But they telling some other dude like, oh, I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So like bringing it back to like, what guys would say, "Oh, that's gay" or whatever. Meanwhile, in the secret, they might be doing it, or they never had it done, so they didn't know how it feels. You know what I mean? So,
you just talking about people out there capping.
Yeah, for sure. Not that. I wouldn't have my wife do it. You know what I mean? Like that's just me. But if somebody else had their wife doing it, they did that kind of stuff. My wife wouldn't even do it in the first place. But if they did, that's on them. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make it do gay because if a woman is doing it. Now, if a guy's doing it, then yeah, that's different because that's attraction to a dude. You know what I mean? But if a woman's doing it, by definition, it's not gay.
So one of my things was like, obviously, like whatever you do is your business. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if my best homie told me that's something he was into, he'd still be my dog as long as like you said, like it ain't no male on male situation.
You sharing cups?
But I think, whoa, I'm not sharing cups.
Nigga, you gotta put his name on it.
Tell you. So I should be sharing cups already, but like, but I just know it's not. I just know it's not my thing though, because like I've had like real like sloppy fellatio, and then my balls were so wet that the whole area kind of got wet, and I'm like, whoa, baby, like, oh shit, like I had to wipe my ass just from getting the top, like, you know what I mean? So, I just knew from that experience I'm cool on, exploring getting my ass ate. So,
right,
it's definitely not my thing, but hey, teach his own, man.
Man. We know no holds bar in this potluck today. I see we no holds bar in the potluck today. Fuck it, we in the corner. We on the corner. We talking.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but we should have known this about Trick Daddy, man. I mean, remember that song Nan? He even says, eat the coochie with the legs up, then I blow on your butt. I mean, he said it right there, man. I mean, he said, I do all freaky stuff. I mean, and speaking to what you said about, earlier about, black dudes, saying like, hey, I ain't doing none of that.
Yeah.
So, eating ass is taken to another level. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is. Okay. I think we'll all admit that we, eat some coochie, but
yeah. Hey, look, to your point, I got and this is talking about like, so like that song came out in 99, 99, 98, 99, somewhere in there.
Somewhere around there.
That was right. That was when I was heavy I was going to Miami. I was still in DC, but I was going back and forth like every other weekend to Miami. To your point, even back then, I got a boy who's I can't say his name. I ain't gonna say his name, but he's a very like famous actor. And way back then, he was talking to me about. He was like, "Yo, my older brother," and like we went to an all boys school, so we close. We like brothers, right? So we talked about everything, especially when you're always together. There's only like 8 black kids in my school, so we hung tight. We talked about everything. He used to be like, "Yo, my older brother was like, yo, he's booty." Blah, 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 blah. He's like, you gonna do it? He's like, I'll end up doing it when the time comes, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Man, I was just like, wait, what? Back then, now I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn. Like, ain't no thing. And even back then, he was still, even back then, he was like, yo, my brother said, make sure, she showered first and this and that. And yeah, you cool. Right? And I was like, that was like in the 90s. But that was like with your best friends talking. Outside of that circle, you ain't really talk about it with nobody.
Nope.
But here we are. Lulu done gave us a whole porno today already. We heard this man done CB Forder us talking about sweat from his balls dripping down and shit, man.
I wasn't sweating, I was slobbing. I was drooling.
Listen, man. Listen, I'm high, so I'm tolerating this. I wish Otis was here right now. O's not here, he had some prior commitments today, so he couldn't make it. So I like to get his take on this. We could get a light skin take on this because
yeah, I'm in between.
I thought I was, you look, Lulu done taking me to a whole nother level on this episode already, man. I thought I was gonna come in with my little I got my ass ate once story. and everybody be crazy. Ludo that gave us the whole stories, like detailed descriptions. And now I'm gonna put it on you. Which one you want to talk about first? You want to talk about Hermes?
Man, I definitely want to talk about Hitler Wears Hermes, but I want to say that that's not the hot topic right now. So let's get into the hot topic. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I think right now the hot topic is Certified Lover Boy and Donda. You know what I'm saying? Let's crack open the Donda talks. And Donda was released first. I've been listening to it since it dropped. I'm like a week into it. How old is it? Like a week now? 2 weeks? 2 weeks, something like that? A week? Yeah, Drake dropped.
Yeah, just a week. Yeah.
A week. Yeah.
A week.
So here's my thing with Donda. It's not bad. I think that because today I was actually listening to it on my way to church, so that made it better for me. You know what I'm saying? It's something I can ride to on my way to church too.
Okay.
Being a guy I am in my life, like I'm actually working on my spirituality and my relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? So music that I'm able to listen to on Sundays, or music, or just to hear some worship. You know what I'm saying? I can appreciate more nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think it's a real bold thing. To actually, like how they say in the Bible, like people were prosecuted for being believers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So to be this person and Kanye, to be one of the biggest names in hip hop and culture, and then to be like, man, I'm doing, worships too. Like, I'm doing a more of a clean approach, and kind of just changing that up. You know what I mean? I commend him for that. You know what I'm saying? However, like the production is crazy. So we're gonna talk about, like, in comparison to Certified Lover Boy, the comparison hands down beats Certified Lover Boy on production. The beats knock. Like, it's some tracks on Donda that them boys knock. Like, they hit. You know what I'm saying? I think where Kanye may have missed is some of his features. Because like at the end of the day, like, it's kind of a mashup. So like Jesus is King, the last one he did, I like that one too. Obviously, I like that. So it's like now this is a mashup between, like, Jesus is King and more so like the Ye. You know what I'm saying? And I think that if he's going to be on more of a Christian journey or a more spiritual journey, you got to cut out some of the secular stuff. You got to cut out even this little petty little beef with him and Drake. Like, I feel like that's taking him back, man. Like Drake ain't even on your level for real. Like, let's be real. Like, as far as like how many classics has Kanye influenced? But not just talk about his own, but Kanye's influenced other people's classic hits, whatever. So Drake is not even on his level. You know what I'm saying? Drake has a bunch of hits, but Drake is not in somebody else's production making them better. You see what I'm saying? Another thing about Donda, shout out to my man Westside Gunn being on the feature. I definitely appreciate that. That one was for me. You know what I'm saying? But overall, man, I think what Kanye's trying to do is mix that sound that he's working on between, like, the urban and the Christian sound. You know what I mean? Or the clean sound.
Figure out the in between.
Yeah. And I think on this album he's experimenting with it. I mean, I like the Pop Smoke feat he had on there. Shout out to Westside Gunn, Conway the Machine. Like I said, features were solid. Some of them were misses, but overall, man, the album is not a bad album. Didn't quite reach my expectation, but I wouldn't trash it. No. Like I said, I listened to it on the way to church this morning, so I enjoyed it.
So you fresh off of it's a different vibe if you're going to church, though, right?
That's what I'm saying. I can't throw Certified Lover Boy in on my way to church.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
And so let me. How many? Yeah. No, I know. I feel you. But how many? I'm trying to think of some. Sometimes we're gonna do some stuff on the fly here for the potluck, and so I'm trying to think of some.
I'm gonna pull up my.
We're just gonna make it out of 5. We're just gonna make. You cool with that?
Out of
Ahmad,
five?
give me another. Yeah, you cool with that? Out of 5 flames,
Okay.
you can rank an album out of 5 flames, or whatever you want. What you think the Donda drop was out of 5? Out of 5 flames, we're gonna
Right
flame
now,
emoji it or whatever.
right now, out of five flamers, it's hitting at about 3.5.
3.5. Okay, that's
Yeah,
solid. How you feel 3.5 too?
somewhere around there. Like we talked about last time about knowing how to listen to an album. Um, like I know we're going to talk about Westside Gunn's album next, but like I wouldn't listen to them with the same ear. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like if we just talking about just strictly hip hop. I mean, that Westside Gunn. I mean, to me, you know what I mean? Like, I would rate it much different, but this one right here was like it was a music album. I mean, because I grew up like I know like Lulu just said about going to church and everything. I grew up in church, you know what I mean? Grew up, Baptist, that gospel music. So like this album had that, you know what I mean? It was, I heard hip hop, I heard just even like some like newer, like, future kind of, you know what I mean, like style music and a few of the songs. Some Lauryn Hill, she had one of the songs, R&B. It was just I think it was just a collaboration of music. And so I wouldn't even listen to it with the same ear, but I mean, I can say though, like, I would give it a little more because it was, I think it was enjoyable. The whole, like listening to the whole thing was enjoyable. Like it wasn't, I can't even say classic yet. Cause that's way too early. It has to marinate, you know what I mean? It's only been a week, but like, it was just like listening to it was just enjoyable. I liked it, you know what I mean? And I'm not a big Kanye fan either. I think a lot of his stuff has been like, to me, like it hasn't been my flavor, but this one right here, I liked it. I'm not even gonna lie.
Okay. Did you just say it could be possibly a classic over time for you?
No. I didn't say that.
Okay, I'm just asking. I wanted you to clarify that for us real quick.
No. I was saying like I'm not gonna say classic because like I said, like stuff has to marinate for me. I don't just call stuff classic after listening to it for 1 week. Like I remember this group we was doing with. No, I don't know. Like I said, like I have to give it time. You know what I mean? But I will say I enjoyed it because it was music wise, it was just good. Like Lulu said, the production, just a good album. I mean, I could listen to it the whole way through, and I didn't feel like any track was like just horrible because I was listening to it with a different ear. I wasn't looking for bars. I wasn't looking for like just straight hip hop. I would just listen to it and like, okay, this is cool. You know what I mean? I liked it. I'm just gonna put it like that.
I like it.
You know what I mean?
I hear you. I like it.
So here's my take. I was with y'all. I really was. Few listens. I liked it a lot. I went through it. I mean, I'm talking. You see me looking down, it's because I got my notes going. I did, and also, Ahmad, I'm so glad you said it. If you went into it looking for a rap album, a hip hop album, you went into the wrong thing. You probably ain't been paying attention to Kanye, but so I liked it for the flow, and I really was with y'all. And in the past 24 to 48 hours, I don't know what's changed, but I don't like it as much anymore.
Okay.
Honestly. So look, my thoughts on it as a whole project were the same as a lot of people's out there. He needed to trim down a couple things. He needed some editing, but someone was like, but that's the process. He's trying to change and show everyone the cuts and the process. There was a guy I was listening to who said, or article of it, whatever. It basically was like, yo, Kanye's taking the tech world approach. He's premiering these things at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and then, a couple things there, see how people react to the music and everything, and getting feedback, and then cutting it down and making an album off that. And now I think I read that right before, like the day before it dropped. And then you got an album that had a lot of extra fat to it to me. It was good. It was still fun. I tried listening to it again all the way through yesterday, and I couldn't really, by the time I got to like, look, I'm going to go to the notes. By the time I got to like, Keep My Spirit Alive, basically. So like track 16, I was kind of like, all right, you know, I like it. And then you get back into it because Jesus Lord's next. Tell the Vision, Lord, I Need You, Pure Souls Come to Life. So he's got some good stuff there. I thought some of the extra stuff, the part twos and all that stuff, man, just get a good editor, man. Listen to somebody else besides yourself. I don't know if that's what's going on. I can't assume. I'm not there. But it just seems like somebody needed to tell him, hey, nah, we're going to chop it, and we're going to put these together, make it go this way. And also, you know, probably part of the reason I don't like it as much, and it really, you know, I'm probably hitting me today is you got a fucking verse from 3 Stacks and you ain't put that. Now, I understand why he couldn't put it out, but you don't redo your verse and get some heartfelt shit going for it. You want to, and to the point where Andre 3000 got to come out and make a statement. Listen, man, the track leaked, yes. And we know who leaked the track. Not important. The track was made, and I didn't know he was going to be talking like that on this. I thought we were talking about our mamas and our love for our mamas who are deceased. You know, I'm here for the music and the art. I'm not here for the other stuff. And that's always been Andre's thing. You have a chance to do something like that on a gospel hip hop crossover album that everyone knows, and that people who are, you know, people who are younger than me, people who are older than me, they respect him on the Andre 3000 on a artistry level. And you had Lauryn Hill sample on there, which was to me the best song on there. Wasn't even a rap song to me. What is it? Believe What I Say?
Yeah, Believe What I Say.
Yeah, that reminded me of and this is kind of what Amon was talking about. That reminded me of Sounds of Blackness. Be optimistic. You know what I'm talking about? As long as you keep your head to the sky. Okay. Yeah, that's how I felt when I heard that. And I was like, okay. Some of the other stuff, man, it didn't hit for me. You know, and we can go track by track if we want to, but I'm just talking as an album, it's kind of fading away for me a little bit. I'm gonna go back and listen to a little bit more this week. I'm gonna listen to a little bit more today. Listen, it's Sunday. I might go get me a bucket of fried chicken. Like I was, you know, actually I won't get a bucket. I don't do all that, but I'll go to the carry out, you know, get some fried chicken, my mac and cheese, my soul food plate. Actually, I'll probably go to the vegan soul food, you know, sit up here, eat, put on Donda, and I'll listen to it. Because that's what I do on Sundays. You know, I listen, get some soul food and listen to music. Mm-hmm. But I don't know it's going to move me like that now that I'm on that. I really was on that, man. It's good. Great production. It is phenomenal production. Like, I'm telling you, Jonah, I like the beat on that. I like just about every beat. I mean, it was.
You like just about every beat, you know?
Yeah, like, like I can't knock the beat.
It knocks, right? Like, it knocks.
Hold on, I got a note here somewhere. Oh, yeah. Here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it ain't a bad album.
Nah, here go my knock, though. Oh, this is what I was thinking of, and I voted down. Kanye could have left himself off of every verse. He could have just produced and maybe sang a little bit in there. His bars didn't really, like, some people were moved by his bars, by some of them, not all of them. They didn't hit me. The features were cool. Who stood out? Look, fuck it, we're gonna do it. Y'all, I'm gonna just throw it out there and y'all say what you got to say about it. So the Donda chant is what it is. It's okay. You know, they came out with where they're saying, oh, it was his mother's heartbeat. and she said Donda 58 times. You know, we be.
Yeah.
Well, apparently she said Donda 60 times. So either that's an edit mess up or people are reaching. Like I said.
Okay.
I
mean, I listen to it.
Yeah.
Because when I'm listening to an album, I listen to it. Like I don't.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I listen to the whole thing. Like people are like, "Oh, you listen to the whole Donda," and like, you know, you're kind of weird. But like, if you're listening to an album, like you listen to that motherfucker. Like,
you gonna go back and listen to it again?
I know that's the one I don't like because I listen to it. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't listen to 10 seconds of the track, but like, nah, skip. Unless it's that terrible. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to miss. It could have started off saying down and it could have kicked up or a beat could have kicked in just over that. So I just didn't want to miss anything with that. And that's why I ended up listening to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then Jail. So Jail was next. You get a Jay-Z feature. What'd you think? I want to know.
I mean, like,
see, that says a lot right there, bro. You might as well be reading off my paper.
And that's what I'm saying, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like you kind of got this gospel hip hop approach. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Jay-Z didn't give a bad verse, but then again, it's like, was that the right one to follow up with? I guess. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like, I didn't feel like that was the best one to put right behind the Donda chant to open up the thing. It was great to hear they reconciled or even got a verse because obviously we know him and Jay been on ends. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I appreciated it, but it wasn't one of the best songs on there. No, you know what I mean? It wasn't like so it was all right.
Yeah, I didn't care for it either. Yeah. That song.
All right. I appreciate it just because it was him and Jay. Kind of gave me that throne thing, you know. But
yeah.
And the first thing I said was, I stayed on it for the Jay-Z verse.
Okay, that's fair.
You know, I don't skip either. I'm saying, wait, man. At least the first listen, maybe even the first 2 or 3, I got to go front to back because, especially with music nowadays, so you see it in his album where that beat switch, you know, through the song, or you get a second half. Like you don't ever know. Speaking of which, shout out to Outkast for that. You know, Aquemini, Skewed on the Barbie. Yeah, shout out to Outkast for that drop, and then that come back with another hard beat and just give you some straight. Anyway, so yeah, it was cool. I thought it was a regular ass Jay-Z verse. Yeah. Maybe I'm holding him to some high standard or something, but I thought he just went in there and was like, here's a verse. I sent him a verse.
Because he gave Drake a real different verse. So when we get into Loverboy and his verse he gave on Loverboy, that's a different Jay, right?
So, like I don't know if I told y'all, something changed in the past 48 hours for me in this album. I don't even like Old Boy like that.
Okay.
What y'all think of God Breathe?
That was the one I liked. I like that one. It was more so up tempo. The rhythm, like I say, is production. You know, it's kind of just like straight to the point. Like you know. So here's my thing, and this is why I say like I enjoy this Donda thing because you know he's talking about like pretty much. I know God breathed on this. Like I take it up, like I got up this morning and was just fresh. Like I got up and got dressed and I had my suspenders on and my tie and my jacket and was like, God breathed on me today. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, even just that type of emotion or that type of you know, energy, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So like how he was saying, like you can listen to it for like hip hop, but if you listen to it with a different ear, like, you know what I mean? Then you're gonna get something else from it. So I'm not saying it was the best song, but it hit me. So to me, that means I like it. You know what I mean?
But for me, I wasn't a fan of it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I listened to. I will listen to it. I'm just not a fan of it. What I did enjoy about it was the artistry, and is what you just said. I enjoyed the artistry. I thought he was trying a little too hard with it to push. That's Vori on it, right? I like Vori's voice. But also I understand like he was giving you also that's that he was giving you a lot of that Chicago in there. He was giving you a lot of that like, you know, DC, we beat our feet. We call it beat your feet.
Yeah, okay.
To go-go music. Chicago is wow, my mind just blanked on it. You know what I'm talking about though.
Yeah, the jit. Call it jit.
Yeah, jitting,
footwork.
Yeah, footwork's what I was looking for. Yeah, you know, so in that, he got a lot of heavy vibes on that. I do like the artistry of it. I just wasn't a big fan of the song in general. Yeah. So I thought he was really trying too hard on the push it. But it's a good song. I'll listen to it in the right setting. Especially like when you said you woke up this morning, you know, you about to go to church, you got fresh, and you were like, yeah, I know God breathed on this. Like, cool. I feel you.
Yeah.
What you think, Ahmad?
It was all right. it wasn't. I think the album started kind of slow. You know what I mean? But I think it picked up in the middle, you know, which the tracks we'll go over next. But it was all right. I mean, I wasn't, you know, I was kind of neutral on that one. I wasn't like super impressed or like, you know, thought it was trash, but it just wasn't. It's all right.
All right, cool. So shoot, look, push past it then. Look, that's how you feel. We're gonna treat it like the album. We're gonna push past it.
Yeah.
Off the grid.
Okay.
Off the grid was hard.
I like that one.
Off the grid
different.
Was hard. That was hard.
Yeah, I like when people when people step out. You know what I mean? This was you know, it sounded more like, you know, like a lot of new stuff we hear nowadays, you know what I mean? And so that's why that's why I liked it, because I like when people step out of, like when we talked about Nas, I forget the name of that song. Damn. Was it 40?
Yeah, 40 side.
The song. Damn.
40 side.
40 side, there you go.
Yeah.
40 side, okay. I like when people step out, you know what I mean? Do something different. And that's one thing I appreciate about this album, because it was like every track was different. It wasn't the same.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same thing. It was a gospel song or R&B, you know, hip hop, you know, like Future-ish kind of stuff, you know, stuff that he kind of like, you know, Migos, you know what I mean, that kind of sound. I mean, you know, it was cool. So I like that, you know what I mean? That's why I like this song. I mean, I wouldn't pick it out and say, oh, this was like a great song just off that, but I mean, just hearing it, but just hearing that it's Kanye, something different for him, I liked it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that.
Go ahead. Yeah, it was once the beat dropped.
Yeah, well, so one thing, like Ma was just saying, like it gave me that futuristic sound. It's like the current sound right now, because it really sounded like he was just chopping up Pop Smoke's. What's the song Pop Smoke? Billie Jean. It sounded like he was chopping that up in his own kind of way. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like overall, the creativity of it all, the production, you know, and I actually appreciated his bar work on there too. You know, if you really listen to him, you know what I'm saying? Like doing it for my kids, you know, like even that type of cadence or like hook, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I think it was hard to me. Like they had a good bass knock in it, like, you know, it was clean. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. Like the music is clean though. Like, how do you get Westside Gunn to be clean? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? But anyway, we'll get to that.
You can write and you can rap. That's how. Exactly. If you ain't got to litter your bars with curse words to make it make sense, that's how. And I ain't saying nothing against it, because I fucking curse all fucking day. But I got a vocab to back up that when I don't need to curse, I don't fucking need to curse. Right now, I'm fucking cursing because I don't give a fuck. So look, I agree with you on the verse he spit. I actually, you know, I wrote here a good flow on the last verse. I'm gonna mess up my man's name. Fabio or Fivio? Fivio Foreign.
The dude on there, he got the feet.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for his part, but
What? He carried the whole album though. Every track, I thought every track he was on, he killed. Him and Playboy Cardi carried the song. Really. Kanye's verse was cool at the end. He had a good, I think the cadence and the flow was what I got into. And I wrote that. I was like, he had a good flow last verse. If he had like some bars that hit with me, I would have wrote good bars. So I thought it was cool. It was an introduction to, the two people who really carried the album to me. And that was Playboy Cardi and Fivio Foreign. He came with that. I thought he came hard on every track he was on, including Off the Grid. So I'm gonna disagree with you on that. I think he needed to be on there. They needed to be on there. I don't think you have to have the Yeezy verse at the end. The Yeezy's verse didn't do too much for me besides the cadence and the flow. They carried the whole track for me.
Okay.
And that's that's one I'll listen to. I'll go back and listen to. Yeah, I like mainstream music and mainstream songs, but I like underground. I like everything. I'll go back and listen to that one a couple more just because if I'm riding in the car, I feel like I can put that on too. And it'll go with my mood. But, it wasn't, like I said, it's not my favorite song. My favorite song comes up later. But so after that, Jane, what'd you think of Hurricane? The joint with Lil Baby The Weeknd.
That was sweet.
You like that?
Yeah,
that was sweet.
That might be my favorite track on the album, to be honest.
Okay, I hear that.
I mean, I don't know. I just liked it, man. The production was cool. The vocals was pretty good. I mean, it had that a little bit of futuristic sound too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was a good song. I mean, I got to listen to it a few more times to really, get more out of it. But from the first few listens that I did do, I would say that was my favorite one.
Yeah, I like
you like that one? You like it too?
That one. I mean, Lil Baby Weeknd, Kanye production.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was a good one.
I liked it too, and I wrote the features carried it, but that's the point. It's a pivotal point in the album right there, really, because that's when we get introduced to the Kanye, to what I thought fucked the album up for me. So I wrote that the whole thing was overproduced and underproduced at the same time. Like I kind of wanted a cleaner album, but in that being said, we get introduced to the Kanye. Yeah, good. And I was like, man, I know you've been. I think everybody here has been in a studio before and been in like a decent studio with some people. And when you're creating on a certain level, you put in that and all that stuff is filler, so you can come back later and fill in those lines and make it a whole bar. But he took it and was like, and it's throughout the whole album. And that's when you get introduced to it on that. And so Hurricane was cool. I love, I like Lil Baby. I like The Weeknd. It was cool, but all that filler.
But I think
keep it, man. Cut that shit out.
I think that goes to the arrogance of Kanye, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's at a point where he could throw anything together and people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's genius." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Somebody on Lift Yourself when he was like, "Luke did he scoop, Stoop did he whoop." So like, like, yeah, that's okay. I hear what you're saying.
If we do that
one track, had it just been that one track though, had it just been one track, I would have let it slide. But the whole, like I said, that was just the introduction. That's on track 5. It's 22, 20, 24, 20, however many extra tracks in there. He got 27 tracks. And there's a whole bunch of get the fuck out of here.
Well, and see, that's why when you listen to this album, you have to, like, you know what I'm saying, take it with that. You know what I mean? Like, say, hey, look, this album, this is a dedication to, I mean, you can obviously hear, you know what I mean, like him, appreciating, and remembering his mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even that song, We'll Get You Later, but talks about his dad too, not being there. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And so you know, this is appreciation of his mom, but music, man. I mean, I could just hear that throughout the whole thing. So even though I know, like, I get what you're saying.
Nah. Let me ask you something. Nah, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. We ain't letting him. His mom, what was his mom's job? Her career?
You know, I don't even know.
Anybody answer? You don't know?
An educator.
Lulu.
She was an educator.
Professor Donda West. Professor.
Yeah, she was an educator. She had a doctorate.
Okay.
If you showed up, you know, and I don't want to speak on, I'm not in a place to speak on anyone's mom or anything. All respect due. I don't know. If you showed up with your final paper to graduate your master's or whatever, I think she had her master's. I mean, she was a very well-known doctor, because she was Dr. Donda West, very well known. If one of her students showed up, if somebody showed up with the project and with all that extra, like, that filler, and it just was kind of incomplete, and it's like, you have a great vision, there's a great baseline, she would have said, this is an outline. Please come back to me so I can put this out as a full project when it's not more than an outline. After you've chopped, cut, edited, and done some things. And I'm not saying, and this might go to the arrogance, I don't know, I wasn't there, but we've run into this problem over so many years with celebrities and rappers and musicians. Somebody got to step up and say, nah.
Yeah, but okay, look, I'm not going to defend Kanye. I'm not going to defend him. But what I'm saying is, I do think, I mean, obviously the dude's there.
I'm not attacking him. No. Ma, don't do that. I'm not attacking him. Okay. I'm not attacking him. Because Kanye's got his own thing, man. He's a genius beyond genius. Obviously, we talk about he got his mental issues, he got these things.
Right.
What I'm talking about is somebody saying, hey, before we do this, drop this, let's chop it this way. And he already came out and said, oh, they dropped it too early. You know, and I don't know nothing about that, but what I'm saying is, there's the and all that stuff in the middle and all that extra, like, it just felt unedited to me. It felt unfinished. And I'll listen to it some more, but so I don't really want to attack Kanye on that, because Kanye himself will put this out. And I know you saying it just goes with, I've been to Kanye concerts, and you know that if you're there, that you might get 15 to 30 to 45 minutes worth of Kanye talking at you, ranting to you. And and if you go to that concert and you pay money for that concert, when he does that, you're going with that expectation. Kanye, for most of his career, has been such a perfectionist, and his arrogance is probably just, you know, there's also like a chip on his shoulder that comes with most people with celebrity and arrogance. There's not just arrogance, it's also, I got to prove something because I got a chip on my shoulder. With all of that circling around, somebody should have tapped on that and said, hey, man, let's put out something that's, there's no, and that's how that track kind of like, so Hurricane is the track we were just talking about. It being as fucking good as it was with Lil Baby, The Weeknd, the beat, you know, as good as it could have been, I mean, you don't have to put out a single. It got ruined for me by the end. And that's almost how the album went, man. Like, somebody got to be there and say, we got gold here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I mean, okay, so look, so I agree with you. And that's why when I listen to this album, you know what I mean, I listen, you know, with a different ear saying, okay, look, this is an appreciation of music. And so I get, you know what I mean, like like you said, and all the other stuff. But, you know, like we look at, you know, like old songs, like, what was it, Lenny Williams, oh, you know, like ad-libbing. I had another one in my mind too. I can't think of hip hop, the hippie. I mean, but like they you know, added
those
stuff like that in there.
Don't do that.
Oh,
on, man.
wait, because those are
Come
fillers.
on.
For you to say that what
The
Ye was
fillers,
doing
man.
was fillers, like those are fillers. Hip hop,
Yeah.
hip hop. That's filler.
That man
Don't
wrote that
stop.
down.
You know what I mean?
That man wrote that down. That
that
was just how they rap. That wasn't no
was
filler.
so
He wrote that
simple.
down.
If he was in the
that
studio
down.
and wrote that down, if I look up the lyrics to that song and that's what that says, then hey, that's filler.
Do it. I bet you right now he
That's
wrote that down.
Okay.
That's filler.
That's not filler. That's not
right.
filler. He wrote hip hop, the hip to the hip hop, and you don't stop the boogie to the bang. He wrote that down.
So check it though, right? So how you say like he could have did something else with maybe that end part or that part of the song ruined it for you. Here's the thing, we're talking about Kanye. So out of all the stuff that he's done, just pick something. See what I'm saying? So it's like, but it's like, man, you don't like that. Okay, well, pull out graduation, pull out late registration, pull out all the other great shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, like that, like
that's my point.
Says on arrogance. You know,
but that's my point, man. You go back and you listen to that other stuff. The edits clean, the production's clean, the mindset's clean. The goal of an album is clean. Listen, I'm saying all this, and it maybe it's because Kanye has for a long time been one of my favorite rappers, my favorite artist, and I'm talking from jump. I'm talking this tracks people. How do you feel about Ye? The EP. Any one of y'all? How'd y'all feel about Ray the EP? Y'all had to think about it. I fucking love that shit. So this ain't me down on Kanye. I fucking love Ye. I can run that shit right now and I'll listen to that shit. I'll listen to him spit. I'll listen through that shit. I love that shit, man. So I'll say that to say this. If I'm sitting up here telling you I needed someone to, and part of it maybe, you know, I don't know. I don't want to speak on his health. I don't want to speak on none of that shit because it's not, I don't know what it is, but somebody needed to say, hey, man, everything you've done up to this point, when you put it out to the masses, you're being a perfectionist about it. You've cut it, edited it, done it a certain way. Now, maybe this shit's some artistry that I'm missing.
Perfection
I get it.
Crazy, brother. So
What's that?
I understand if he's tired of that shit. Like
cool.
Being a perfectionist has drove him crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't.
Tired of it.
Somebody's got to help him to lay it down, though, because he doesn't. You're right. At this point, he doesn't have to be a perfectionist. But everyone that's below him, when you a boss,
including Loverboy.
Who's gonna do that though?
Including Loverboy, yeah.
But the point is, look, when you a motherfucking boss, I'm gonna just give y'all some boss talk real quick.
Okay.
And I'm talking business boss talk. When you're fucking here and you're a perfectionist, you can't control, and your brand gets bigger and everything gets bigger. You can't control everything that goes on below you. But what you can control is who the fuck is doing it below you. And if you bring in other people who understand what you see in your vision and your perfectionist style, and you trust in them, doesn't got to be big people. It's got to be 3 or 4, whatever. You trust in them. And you say, this is my vision. This is my goal. I've reached a point where I can't be down here doing all this other stuff, you know, because I got to be up here doing this and creating this way. And so I entrust y'all to handle this part, to handle my edit, to handle this. And I entrust y'all that it's going to be the same way. Shit, you said Certified Lover Boy. Then I've been trying not to say nothing about it. The nigga dropped a line that was basically like, my peoples are my peoples. 40 can sign a contract, Future sign a contract, and I ain't never seen it. And I trust that nigga no matter what. I trust 40 with these edits. And we ain't gonna talk about CLB like that, but the difference in there's artistry and then there's needing someone to rein you in, you know? And that's just what it is, man. And that's how I felt. And we, like I said, we talked about the one track, but I felt like that for the whole kind of go through of it. Okay. You know, more recently.
Okay.
We ain't got to go track by track no more, but let's just.
Okay.
What's your favorite track?
Man, so I'm looking at this now, man. Like, so I like Hurricane. I like Praise God. I mean, I like Okay, Okay. Jonah, Believe What I Say, 24. Keep My Spirit Alive, obviously. My man Westside Gunn, Conway the Machine. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I like Tell the Vision too. Like I like that one too. Um, New Again is okay. Pure Soul's okay. Um, but like how you was talking about, he could have trimmed some of the fat, everything like the part two of everything. That maybe I could do without that. So the last like maybe five for real. He could have chewed the fat on that. You know what I'm saying? He could have trimmed up on the last five. He could have left that off, but so
I'm a,
obviously,
I'm a, I'm gonna ask you something about television. Did you really like that, or was it Pop Smoke driving your influence on it?
well, obviously, like I think that um, I liked it because you think about like so when I was listening to it, television, right? So Pop Smoke obviously influenced it. If he influenced it to a point where I liked it, then I mean, then I guess that I can credit that. But at the same time, like if you really pay attention, Pop Smoke is just talking about stuff. He's telling the vision. He's talking about how he went from 50 cent cakes, now it's Philippe's, like so the vision of being successful, the vision of, from where he was to where he is now is what I was getting from it. And also like with it just being such a simple verse because Pop Smoke, let's be real, wasn't like the most lyrical. He had his own sound, but you got Ye just chopping that up for you and kind of making it distorted, and just real putting it real straightforward, So I like that too because it not got the point across. The way it sounded sonically, it was creative to me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Kanye is known to make music sonically. He'll take some vocals and spin them or mix them in a certain kind of way to make a track bang, off vocals. Where a lot of people they need that drum or that 808. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciated the television because I mean it was straightforward. You knew it was Pop Smoke and it had you thinking like, damn, like uh, like I didn't even know Pop Smoke was in touch with Ye. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it was hard, it was short. Uh,
Okay, fair. Ma, what do you think of that?
Yeah, I
Just I
mean,
wanted to highlight that one.
my six favorite tracks. I mean, my favorite tracks. You mean?
Yeah.
Hurricane for sure. Praise God. I was looking at the track list so I can remember. Believe What I Say. That one was dope. Heaven and Hell. I like that one too.
oh yeah.
Like I like how that one started off too. Give me that old school like yeah, old school feel to it.
I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you for Heaven and Hell because I was looking at my notes and I'm gonna ask you. You like how it started? I liked how it started. That classic sample.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about after that? Because I thought it fell flat after that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, because like that's like a high. I think maybe like adding that later would have been better. You know what I mean? But because it was in the beginning, it got you kind of hyped. Like, you know what I mean? That's like a classic. It's like a classic little rhythm. You know what I mean? So, but I felt, yeah, I agree with you. You know what I mean? I felt it did fall a little flat because it started off so high. So I think maybe adding that in as a maybe as a like a in there. maybe as the chorus or something would have been better. But yeah, I mean, it could have been better. Like you said, underproduced or produced. I get it. You know what I mean? But I like that song. I like Keep My Spirit Alive. That was dope. And then Jesus Lower, I like that one too. Just mainly because of I mean, the track was dope. You know what I mean? Like the production and everything. But I like the ending and what he was talking about. Talking about his dad and everything. That was dope, man. So those are my six favorite tracks. Like you said, the part twos, we could have done without. I think it could have been realistically like a 16 track album. It would have been much better, in my opinion.
16 track would have definitely put that up.
Yeah.
It gave him another flame for me. You know, if he trimmed it down to a hot 16, he would have probably he would have got at least 4 out of me.
Right.
From that 3.5 to that 4 to me. You know, especially how you mentioned on that Heaven and Hell, like you know, he was kind of just claiming about like how he's free and like, you know, he done like with the devil, like those type of convictions, you know, like, man, no more chokeholds, no more devil, you know, like that's real, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like we all want to get to a place where we just not dealing with bullshit or struggle, you know what I'm saying? Or just make energy of the devil and all, you know. But I think another thing is that he put that hard, like that baseline in that production. You know, when you're making a conviction, when you're claiming something, that's something you do with power. You know what I'm saying?
Under the beat.
Yeah, that's that motivation. You know what I mean? Like, I'm done with this. No more toxic situations. No more, you know. So, you know, that's why I like Heaven and Hell. You know?
Hey, but you mentioned the strength, the strongholds and all that stuff, which you know it talks about in the Bible, but I'm not getting into that. But like, you also mentioned perfectionists earlier. You know what I'm saying? Do you guys think that could have been his stronghold or one of his strongholds?
Ooh, I believe so.
You know what I mean? Because if you listen to this album, it's not perfectionist like Pete said. You know what I'm saying?
I fucking hate you right now, my nigga.
Just saying, man.
Right. Mine know me too well, man. He knew how to get me on the other side of it. Right? He been following my my little spiritual journey over the past few years. He was.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying because, like, I think it is freedom and just making music. You know what I mean? Because, like you said, Pete, a lot of stuff that you listen to the album, like, and I was thinking this before you said this, but like it sounds like okay, he just got in the studio and started making stuff. You know what I mean? Some of the stuff, you know what I mean? Like okay, like that don't sound like like this whole like because when a record gets made, it's all chopped up and just all edited to like the 100th degree. You know, like it didn't even sound like what it sounded like before. It doesn't even sound organic. You know what I mean? I don't know if you ever been to like a show like a sitcom. They get the perfect moment. You know what I mean? But when you go to a play, and I was in a few plays in college. When you go to a play, it's organic. You know, I made a mistake before, and I had to like just ad-lib on the spot. You know what I mean? Because you don't have time to be like cut. You know what I mean? Like let's get this moment perfect. You don't have time for that. So I think, for Kanye, and like I said, I'm not even a huge Kanye fan. I like some earlier Kanye. I kind of drifted away from Kanye a little bit, but I kind of see like, maybe like a freedom in, you know what I mean? Like him making a album like this and just say, you know what? I'm just gonna make music, man. Run with it. So join our side, Pete.
Well, fuck it. I'm a grown up, so I'm able to change my fucking mind if I want to. God damn it.
But this is why music takes time to really get to. That's why I was saying, like, man, I don't really want to get into too much about the CLB because it's so fresh right now. Yeah. But, we definitely going to chop it up about my initial reaction and stuff like that. But
so, look, Amon, how many so, Lou, you staying with 3.5 flames. Amon, how many flames you giving it?
I mean, around there, a little more, but I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, like, for me, I'm not gonna say it's like a 5, you know what I mean? But it didn't suck because I listened to it and I enjoyed the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't blown away by any track, you know what I mean? Like, oh damn, you know what I mean? But every track I was like, okay, this sounds cool, man. It was mellow, you know what I mean? It switched it up on me every time. You know what I mean? Like it gave me something like, maybe to dance to, something like to chill to, you know what I mean? Like
something about the church too. You feel me?
Yeah, it was cool, man. You know what I mean? So I liked it.
So I'm a look. You know what? As I mill over how many flames I'm gonna give it, let me just give y'all some of my perfect tracks. I'm not trying to sway my decision. I don't get swayed easily. If y'all know, I don't get swayed easily. It takes a decent argument. A mile appealing to my inner heart and spirit, soul, trying to maybe he feel free to be he don't got to be a perfectionist no more. I'm like, this nigga Ahmad known me for 20 years talking about the freedom of not being a perfectionist. And I'm like, damn. This nigga talking to me. Okay, fine. But so Believe What I Say is my number one.
Okay,
I listen to that shit on repeat.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Off the Grid. Obviously, you know, that was a good one. Hurricane. What else? Okay was all right. I guess, like Amar said, there's nothing that's going that punches me besides Believe What I Say. But everything else is just, it's solid. It's solid. Like it's solid. And you're gonna make me rethink, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it
I'm gonna go ahead to that Donda, man. Go and put your head to it again, man.
I'm gonna go ahead. Look, I'm gonna give it 2.5.
Okay.
I gotta keep it midway. I had it at 2. Ahmad, you got me. You pushed me to half. I'm gonna give it 2.5. I still feel like it's overproduced, and you know what? I put it at the top, and it's funny. I put it right here. You can't see it, but I did right. Reminds me of Therapy, and fine. I'll give it 2.5. We leave it at that.
I mean, but I can respect the whole like underproduced, overproduced. I mean, because I agree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree with that. I mean, I just enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so that's how I look at it. And I don't know if it'll be a classic because I don't hear any track that I'm like blown away by. There are some tracks where you just kind of like, okay, like this is cool for the first listen, but 3 or 4 times I'll probably be like, you know what, skip that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I don't think it'll be a classic, but it's enjoyable. And
I'm proud of you because the potluck that made me put on my magnifying glasses and because that first 2 spins, I was thinking that when we was in the group, people were talking about they didn't like it. I was like, man, if you don't like it, you was going in looking for the wrong thing. It rides. For the first 2 or 3 spins, I was on the same page. Like I said at the beginning, we started talking about it. So yeah, but then I guess I put my potluck eye on that shit, started magnifying glass, and it was like, well, we talking about this is a good album. And then shit changes in the past 24 to 48, and I start comparing things in life. This album to his last album. To I don't know, recent drops. Shit. I listened to it back to back after Hitler Wears Hermes. 8. So
yeah.
I'm gonna give it some more spins. I'm gonna keep y'all in mind when I go back and listen to it today. Like I said, I'm gonna give me some vegan soul food. I'm gonna get right with my spirit.
Go and get some of that up in you, man.
Apparently, me and Yeezy always knew we had a lot in common, but Ahmad trying to like really draw a straight line to my shit.
I mean, I feel you though, man. I mean, I think he definitely could have just trimmed it. I hear what you're saying about the production being over and under here and there.
Yeah.
I low key I wanted to push a T verse. I'm a big Push fan. It's like, man, yeah, you drop an album without Push on it. Like, okay,
yeah.
So there are my discrepancies too. But I think I think if I was to have rushed through it and not really listened to it and combed through it, it would have got a lower rating. But, even it's been a week. And like I said, I was riding to church this morning and was like, man, some of them songs, they didn't really hit the way they hit this morning for me, So I was like, you know what? Okay.
So how you think people who don't go to church feel? They might not ever hit for them.
Well, that's on them.
That's on them, right?
I mean, I don't know. It's not really about going to church. It's really about, if you have an ear to listen to worship music, you know what I'm saying? I know cats that don't go to church, but worship music, they cool with it. You know what I mean? So
you're looking at one right here. Yeah. Hey, if you all haven't checked out that Kirk Franklin Tiny Desk on NPR, check that shit out.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, his Tiny Desk goes, man, and he's doing it during COVID, But yeah, I mean, I grew up in a church, so my mom was a choir director, music director for the church, so I'm with it. I'm still gonna stick at 2.5 though.
Okay, yeah, and I'm gonna stand at my 3.5 for it. So yeah, like Mine said, I enjoyed it. Could have been better.
All right, so look, right now we're at an average of 3, Ahmad. What you?
Yeah.
What was yours again? What were you at? 3.5?
I mean, I would say between 3.5 and 4 because I enjoyed it. But I'm not rating it. I'm not rating it with a hip hop standard. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'm just rating it just listening to it like the music because I like music. I like different kinds of music. You know what I mean? Of course, I love hip hop, but I love R&B. I love oldies. You know what I mean? I grew up in the church. I still love gospel music. You know, that's never going to change. You know what I mean? I go to church now, but the church I go to, they don't play gospel music, but I still love it. That's in me. You know what I mean? So so I was talking to this girl today at church, you know what I mean? And, she's younger, we kind of serve together. You know what I mean? I do I do like parking stuff and everything. And so she likes Drake. So she said that Drake was better, you know what I mean? But she didn't grow up in that kind of church that I grew up in. So she probably doesn't appreciate some of those tracks, you know what I mean? From Kanye that I would appreciate because I'm like, okay, this sounds cool. It's, like gospel music, a lot of it is repetitive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you'll hear a word over and over and over. And it's they just, you just jamming out, you know what I mean? You're not even thinking about we're saying the same word 10 times in a row. We just jamming out. You know what I mean?
Listen, man, that's just normal. That's catching the spirit, the ghost, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Yeah. And, and the more y'all talk about it, y'all, this is why we have this platform. Because a nigga like me, I'm stubborn. I'll stay in my ways unless you make a good argument. And the more we talk about it and see, I'm going to go back and listen. Before we drop it, though, I got to, because you were talking about the gospel music, Pure Souls, Roddy Ricch did his thing, man. I'm not a big Roddy Ricch fan, but he killed it. I'm a Roddy Ricch fan in the fact of he's a mainstream artist and the music he puts out is for that.
Yeah.
But he did it, and that's what you were talking about, that Baptist, that church field, the organs, and that, good job.
Yeah. He added that in there. It was cool, you know what I mean? But those sounds are familiar, you know what I mean? When they're not familiar, you're like, okay, what is this? You know what I mean? If you used to a certain beat, like boom, 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 boom. But you hear that organ sound, you're like, okay, this is different. You don't hear that everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You only hear that in church, really. Think about it. I can't think of anywhere else I've heard like that organ sound. You know what I me? So it's like,
look, y'all got me all kinds of things. Go ahead, Lulu, because I'll say it in a second.
So on the organ sound, right? It just reminded me of what's that song, Success with Jay-Z and Nas. We talk organ sound. Yeah, so right, but that's not like a common kit, right? The organ kit is not a common kit today. So
right.
I'm feeling a certain kind of way right now because I don't know if y'all saw me staring off, but I was staring into the past. And I was thinking, I told y'all how big a Kanye fan I've always been. I told you I listened to Ye and I was staring off and y'all niggas over here just talking about it and chopping it up. And I'm thinking back and I'm like, damn. In 04, College Dropout, whenever College Dropout dropped in 04?
Yeah, I think 04.
Yeah. And I was listening in 03 from Napster. And I remember listening to Jesus Walks, and if you remember what Kanye was talking about, to see it come full circle 17 years later, radio said play anything, just don't talk about Jesus, blah, 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 blah. And I ain't pushing religion to nobody who, I haven't been to church in so long. So it's not even about that for me. For me, it's about watching as I bring it back. And see, now y'all gonna make me really go back and listen to this shit with that kind of eye. He was talking about doing this 17 years ago, and now he's bringing it here, where he's got a mainstream, and he's been making mainstream gospel on a pop, bigger platform. I'll enjoy it for that. I applaud him for that. Yeah. So, look, Ahmad got Eric B and Rakim up there. So what we're talking about next. because they the grandfathers of some OG shit, you know. And we're gonna go. We got to get into this Westside Gunn, man. We can talk about Kanye for hours, man.
We gotta get into this hit,
but we got to talk about this Westside, man.
Boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got to, man.
I'm telling you, I'm just excited. I mean, this hit Wears Hermes is, to me, you know, I'm you know, I feel like it's one of the best things that's dropped this year. You know, obviously how you just mentioned, you know, he's got Eric B and Rakim up, and I think that even how we touched on the Griselda on the last episode, they're just giving us a vintage sound. It's like today though, you know, it's relevant. You know, it's like how niggas like, man, we don't listen to Wu-Tang no more. But I feel like, man, if you listen to Griselda, you listen to Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, man, like the way that this album like flows, the way that Hitler, you know, the lyrics, like obviously Stove God is doing his thing all over this album. Like, you know, Stove God did put a good album out himself with a Reasonable Drought, but I think now that Stove God is actually pushing his pen is more so like artist development. I mean, the way he's doing these hooks, then you got him and Westside Gunn, who pretty much they back to back lyrically. You know, I think Westside Gunn may be a little bit better than Stove God, but Stove God spits. You know, it's giving you that grimy, that street, you know, that fancy, flashy kind of, you know, like I said in the last one, Westside is always gonna tell you what he wearing. You know, say real descriptive, real flashy. He gonna tell you what he wearing. You know, but I mean, it describes, you know, the descriptive kind of characteristics that they have. Like, you know, to say to let the work dry on the Vogue cover. Like, you got to know what Vogue is. You know what I'm saying? You got to know that dope has to dry off, right? Like, you know, like the lyrics, man, it's like, it's crazy. You know, it's so many metaphors that you can get out of that. You know what I'm saying? The way the album flows, the sound of it. Overall, man, if you 30 plus and you want something that's just gonna ride for you, that's gonna give you that nostalgic kind of listen sound. It's hard, it ain't too soft. Like, you got Jada Kiss on there. I mean, come on, man. Like,
okay. Like, I take it you liked it.
Oh man, I love it. I rock with it, man. I've listened to that more than anything else. Like, I think I've been on it. I've listened to it almost every day for a week now, or like maybe a week and a half now.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's
okay.
Donda and Certified Lover Boy. I'm still like, all right, Westside. Let me get that.
You know. You say it's the album of the year for you? For you?
It's a runner-up, man.
Okay.
It's a runner-up. I mean,
okay.
Obviously it's early, you know, the fall, a lot of good music start coming out. It's fourth quarter, so all the bangers starting to drop. I mean, Nas was a good one, but I think Hitler is better than Nas. You know what I mean? The Nas joint. So.
As a Nas fan, I agree. I agree.
Amal, you think Hitler was better than Nas?
Yeah, I'm a Nas fan. You know what I mean? But I agree with Lulu just said. I mean, I like King Disease 1 better than 2 anyways. I like King Disease 2, but I wasn't too big on it as much as I was on 1.
I'm with you on that too.
I know a lot of people liked it a lot, but you know, but this Westside Gunn, man, oh man, it was okay. So like, you know what, like I said about King Disease 2 and the King Disease, just Nas just stepping out of his element. I liked it, but this right here, man, like this took me back to 90s, like Wu-Tang. I mean, it just, you know what I mean? Like, and you know how people be like,
Amon, get the elephant. Say it. The elephant in the room. Go ahead and say it. Because I wrote it down. There's 3 letters. There's a G, an F, and a K. Because as soon as I heard something, I was like, man, there, Ghostface.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, it just reminded me of Ghostface, man. Like, and you know, people be like, oh, you know, cats be like, hip hop is dead. Like, especially cats our age. You know what I mean? We talked about that last time. how cats can't be like, can't stay relevant. It's not that that you're old. It's that you're out of touch. You know what I mean? You're not listening to new material and saying, okay, stuff evolved, man.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with like Roddy Ricch and like, Little Baby or, The Baby, what I'm saying, Young Boy. I'm okay with all these cats. They don't, what I'm saying, they'll never be my favorite or my top 5 because, I grew up with a certain, kind of rap, you know what I mean? Like Eric B, Rakim, Nas, Jay-Z, they have a different kind of flow than these young cats. But I appreciate what these young cats are doing. They take it to a different level with it. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, different sound. What I'm saying? I respect that 100%. But this right here, this Westside Gunn, it brought me back. You know what I mean? And cats are like, oh, there's no hip hop is dead, especially cats our age, like I said. And they're like, cats aren't putting out music or, like it doesn't sound the same, but they keep trying to compare stuff to like Tupac and Biggie and Nas. Tupac and Biggie are dead, man. I mean, as much as I love Tupac and Biggie, they, they're no longer with us, you know what I mean? So we're not going to hear any music from them anymore, you know what I mean? But, and that kind of sound, and if they still were alive, they probably would have evolved. I mean, they would have had to, you know what I'm saying? So they would have gotten off of the sound that they had in the mid 90s, you know what I'm saying? So we got to get away from that. But it is refreshing to see a cat like this go back and say, you know what, I'm gonna pull from this 90s bag and I'm gonna throw something and see if it sticks. And man, it didn't just stick, man. It glued to that wall, man. I mean, this album was fire, man. I mean, and when he, Lulu says album of the year, man. I mean, I don't think he's crazy for saying it, to be honest. I mean, we'll see what comes out after this, but man, I mean, it's in the running for sure, man. I mean, and I'm judging this different, like I said, from Donda, because I look at this as a hip hop album. Like musically, I wouldn't compare this to Donda. It's not even the same, not even in the same stratosphere with Donda. I mean, this is different. I mean, this right here, this is hip hop, man. I mean, grimy. Wu-Tang, you know what I mean? Out the gutter, you know what I mean? I mean, this,
you got a kiss on it,
man.
The word on the Vogue cover, like Vogue, like it's a white girl, like we call the work white girl, right? Like cocaine, white girl, Vogue, it's probably a white. Come on, man. It's just
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Singing like in his whole voice, what he say? Like, singing in my whole voice. Like, come on, man. Like even the references in their lyrics is classic. They're intentionally bringing you back to those golden moments in age.
Right.
Let's face it, like niggas ain't selling coke like that hard nowadays. Maybe they are though, but let's face it, like coke is dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And overall, like coke is dead. Niggas might still be pushing it here and there, but the high days of crack and stuff like that is gone. So even their songs and stuff just brings you back to a golden era, and it just makes it feel good, man. But this Westside Gunn, man, is better than Donda by far. You know what I'm saying? So
okay.
Yeah. I would agree. I mean, because I wouldn't even judge, like I wouldn't put them in the same category. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't like I feel like saying like Donda's a hip hop album is being I don't know, I would say put it in the box.
But they're both music, so you don't got to put it in the check the hip hop versus just in the music
wise,
realm. What did you?
I'm a roll with Westside Gunn. You know what I'm saying? Music, because like I said, it brought me back. Both of them brought me back, but this one right here, man, like Lulu said, you know what I'm saying? Like just talking about this, so they talked about just the sound, you know what I mean? I mean, just that Vogue cover, that was one of my favorite tracks because it was like, I don't know, man, it just sounded classic, like just go, Wu-Tang, go. It was hard. I mean, it was. I mean, I don't even know what to say, man. I'm blown away, man. I'm not even gonna lie. You know what I mean, I'm serious. I'm serious, man. I'm blown away, man. This is
from Westside Gunn. That's the thing too. People slept on Westside Gunn. People still do sleep on Westside Gunn.
Well, we talked about the last episode when we had Jared on. It's like talking about the movement. Yeah. So here's my thing. I'm not disagreeing with y'all. Well, I might be disagreeing with y'all just because.
There we go.
Nah. Just because I feel like y'all jumping out the fucking window.
No, man.
I don't care, man. I'm jumping out the window then. You know what I mean? Because if you finna tell me that this album wasn't nice, we're gonna square up, bro. Yeah. So yeah, I'm throwing you out that window too, bro. Like,
hey, look. Don't get it twisted. I'm heavy in your state too.
Hey,
but we already talked. I'm heavy in your state. I'm heavy in a lot of states. I'm very heavy in your state too. Nah, you know it's all love. No. Look. Honestly, I liked it a whole lot. The reason I said I gotta disagree with y'all is because I feel like Ahmad said this thing is Thriller. Ahmad built.
No. I didn't say that. I didn't say that, man. Come on, man. Don't do me like that. I mean, but you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like I said, I appreciate all the young cats that put on music. Is different, you know what I'm saying, from what we grew up with. You know what I mean? They you know. Yeah, but this right here, like I said, this is bringing me back. Little baby, or you know, the baby NBA young boy, right? They're not bringing me back. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying the music is terrible. The music is good, but they're not bringing me back. You know what I'm saying? They're not pulling at my heartstrings like that because, like I said, I grew up with this kind of music. You know, Eric and Rakim. This is after Eric and Rakim, but this is mid 90s. You know what I'm saying? Wu-Tang and Ghostface and you know all those cats. You know what I'm saying? You know, Raekwon. You know what I'm saying? Purple Tape, like all that stuff. You know what I mean?
So when you
this
it's like
this is different.
DJ I mean? Clue era.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
listen, man, I grew up with the two. DJ Clue era, DJ Ron G era, the mixtape.
Yeah, Green Lantern.
Green Lantern. I mean, Green Lantern even was later. Green Lantern was around, but I was getting Ron G tapes. Yeah. I mean, I was all the Kid Capri tapes. I was heavy, like, and so yeah, and this is the point was I wrote. So you got the opening, you know, the Murders in Maxfield, and then it goes into Blessed Times. And I'm touching a couple things real quick. In that Blessed Times, Lulu, you said it right there. You said it earlier. Oh boy, I don't know, the A.A. Rashid, he said it. He said, man, they laying it out for you. It's a wide open world. We writing. He said, we can't do, they not doing nothing more. And if they put it all in a book and told you, here's the key, you wouldn't read the book. We here giving you this in bars. And that was kind of what you said earlier. And I liked the way it set it off. It felt like watching an old movie scene to me, like an old movie scenes, I should say, throughout the album. And I'm not saying that's not a bad thing. It was nostalgic. Everything Ahmad said was completely on point. Maybe I dial mine back a couple from his excitement, and your excitement. But you know, both y'all, like, you know, I it's a solid project. I think it's a strong project. Lulu, I knew you were gonna like it once I saw the cover art. I seen the cover art and I was like, man, I think it looked like Lulu show up dressed like that sometimes. You know,
right.
But like, no, I'm with y'all on it. It was solid. It was good. Honestly, though, the highlight of the joints for me was like Bodie James.
Yeah, Bodie showed up.
Yeah, he showed the fuck up. And, you know, I knew Westside was going to spit. You know, so everybody, I knew what it was, and I enjoyed it. Is it my favorite drop this year? No. Do I think it's not in my running for the album of the year? I don't believe so. Do I like it? I don't really want to compare it. Like Kamal said, I don't want to compare it to Donda, especially after I just got through, you know, kind of, I wasn't shitting on Donda, but I was telling you what I thought could have been a little better in there. But I enjoyed it. And there's going to be a time and place I want to listen to it, you know? And maybe I don't know. I don't know. Like, I feel like for me personally, Griselda's a time and place, you know? And for me. And like I'm like, all right, sometimes I like going back there, sometimes I don't. You know? So I even wrote this, I said, like, if you're a fan of it, you love it. You're gonna rock it. If you're a fan of Griselda, you're a fan of the whole movement. I know he got a heavy movement. And you can hear it throughout the album. You know, you can see the way the album flows and the way it's curated. I was like, hey, I understand it. I get it. It's not for me always, just because I don't love going back to that time all the time. But sometimes I'm a rocker, you know, and that's the way kind of I felt about it. If you're a fan, like y'all listen to it. I listen to it. If you're a big fan, you're gonna love it. If you're not, give it a spin. You might like it, you might not. And that's kind of the way I felt about it.
So like, yeah, definitely if you're a fan, this one is for you. And because you would know, like, you would even just know, like, he always puts Pootie on his stuff. His daughter, you know, he always puts her on there and she's talking shit to you. You know, Fly Guy, you know, she's always in there talking crazy, the little girl, you know. So you already know, like, if you've developed your ear on that or that following, you know, everything that you want to hear, he gave it to you. I mean, Benny was on there, The Machine was on there. You know, you throw in Jadakiss. Jadakiss only gonna show up on stuff that's hard anyway. You know, so I think even Jadakiss making an appearance kind of just validates it as you know.
That was honestly my favorite track to start on my first listen.
Oh yeah,
that right now, and SGC, that was honestly my favorite track to start with. Like that really was, you know. I'm like I said, I'm probably not as high in it as y'all two are, but like it's in the rotation.
Yeah,
it's certainly in the rotation. What else was Vogue cover? Obviously, that's a highlight.
Right.
Vogue cover was just perfect for where it's at in the album.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. Like Vogue cover, low key set the tone.
It really did, and then that goes straight into Margiela Split Toes.
Another hot one.
Yeah. What did he say? He said, if you don't know my grandmother, I can't trust you.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's hard right there. Yeah. What else?
Right. I like that. I like that Draymond.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Look, hey, I put
Royce.
Hey.
About Bash Draymond, money. I was like, because I didn't know too much about Westside Gunn like that. I got Benny Project, some Conway. In fact, the Griselda thing, that's your expertise, Lulu. That's not really me like that, but I listened to it a lot, like a lot more than I would have thought. That Draymond, but so this is the point is, by Draymond, I was looking at the names of the songs, and I don't ever put together, like, I don't judge no names of songs. I try to put together why they name certain things, like the flow of the album, right? And then that last bar came in, at the end, he said, I get it off the board like Draymond.
So it's like, what you do after the break.
Yeah. It's what you do after the break, like Draymond. Boy. Look, I ain't even gonna hype it.
And what like else? Margiela Split Toes, obviously those are sandals or shoes, right? Because we know Margiela, you know, Mason Margiela, you know, Split Toes. So it's fly, like. So like the whole like the Hitler and the Hermes thing is like Hermes being like the luxury brand, right? Fly shit, and then Hitler being just the most grimiest person in history. So you throw these two together, and it's, you know, I guess because they're the same. The devil wears Prada. Yeah. Okay, well Hitler wears Hermes. Like, you know what I mean? It's fly, but it's hard, like grimy, like, you know. So, you know.
Well, you got to talk about Weezy.
Man, Weezy
on there.
Hey, he wrote that beat, man. I'm not the biggest Lil Wayne fan. I mean, I appreciate Lil Wayne, but I mean, I'm not one to, you know, pump him up like that. But that Bash Money, man, I think he did that, man. I ain't even gonna lie, man. Lil Wayne did that. Props to Lil Wayne for that.
Kung Fu with the stars, is that what you said?
I just like the way his voice sounded with the beat. I just think it just went perfect. You know what I mean? But yeah, Lil Wayne did that, man. I know a lot of cats in the group don't like fun music. There's some cats don't like fun music, but man, I mean, like Bracy, someone like Bracy, he's a huge fan of Griselda. He'll probably play every song on here but that one. You know what I mean? He'll skip that because of the weight of it.
Wow.
I mean, but yeah, man. I mean, this album
shouldn't be that serious.
Album was fire, man. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Yeah.
I'm not even a huge fan of Griselda like that. Like I haven't been on them like that. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a people more now because I like this, man. This is, you know what I'm saying?
That's what we're here to do, man.
This was a like I said, like just bringing me back. You know what I'm saying? And I like the new music. Don't get me wrong, but I like to go back too. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So what got you? What got you to listen? What got you to listen to Westside Gunn? Like, is this the first Westside Gunn project you listened to, or have you been dabbling in more of his music lately and was like, all right, I'm gonna check out Hitler 8? Because this is the 8th installment of the Hitler series.
Right.
So like, it's a couple other ones that I like, but I feel like me personally, Benny had to like Dan Conway, and people kind of have a dislike for Westside because of his ad libs, which I actually like the ad libs, the gun sound. That's unique. You know what I mean? Like nobody's doing that type of ad lib still. So like, I'm a fan of that. Like creativity, something different. Like, yeah, nigga, yell your ad libs all over the track. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, but to my question, like, how'd you get on, to Westside Gunn?
To be honest, you know what I'm saying? Doing this podcast, man. You know what I mean? Like I listened to a few of his stuff, but more like him with, the group, you know what I mean? But not him solo. So now I'm like, I'm checking him more now because I like this a lot. So I'm gonna check for him more. I went back and listened to some of his other stuff too. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, I was pretty impressed. But this one right here, I mean, this is different. You know what I mean? I love Wu-Tang, man. And Ghostface is one of my favorite. Well, he's my favorite Wu-Tang member, but Ghostface is. A lot of people like Method Man, but Ghostface is my favorite. And he just, I don't know, man. This record right here, man, just, you know what I'm saying? Like just had Ghostface written all over it, man. Especially
I would say check out Hitler on Steroids.
Okay.
Westside Gunn got a tape called Hitler on Steroids. Yeah.
Nice. So I personally I love their decision making and don't love the decision making on the way they make a whole song, album, the way they produce it, the way they chop it. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I love the fact that they have they particularly Westside Gunn, who we talking about here, but Griselda as a whole, because I want to talk Westside Gunn. I ain't even gonna talk to nobody else because they're different people, different entities.
Yeah.
Particularly the way he spits and chops his flow over things in times where you don't think there should be a flow or the beat is doing something different. And he's always on with it and it always rides in. And that's kind of like, it doesn't always hit for me personally, but it always hits for me with the artistry of it and the way he's trying to do something different and still giving you heavy bar work and still, being fly on his shit. So
yeah.
So I'll pick that.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely overall, man, I'm a Westside Gunn fan. If he ever in the area doing a concert, I'm there. Hitler Wears Hermes 8 is definitely a hit with me. If we're gonna give if I'm rated as far as like the Flames out of 5, I'm gonna give it 4.5.
4.5. Okay.
So that's why.
Yeah, 4.5. That's still strong though. I like you didn't go 5 though. I mean, listen, people start handing out 5s right away, man. What's the
5?
point?
A 5 is reserved for Illmatic, man. That's it.
Did you say that's it?
No.
You say that's
no,
it?
I'm just kidding. No.
You want to disrespect
that's not
Pac like that? You're not about to disrespect Pac on this podcast like this, man. Hold on, man. You ain't gonna disrespect Tupac while I'm here, while we talking.
I don't think Pac has a 5 mic, but he has close. I mean, maybe 4.5.
I know you like Me Against the World better. Anyway, we won't talk.
No, I like Machiavelli. I like Machiavelli better, but that's
you like Machiavelli.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
Go ahead. So what you think about this Westside Gunn? This Hermes 8?
I say 4.5 too, around there. I mean, yeah, I mean but I'm judging it by a different standard. You know what I'm saying? If this same album came out in the 90s, would I give it a 4.5? Probably not. But now coming out now and the way it sounds, like being that it's a throwback but still sounding current at the same time. I mean, that's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not because a lot of cats try to like keep that same sound, but they can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They have to constantly, like, look at Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z, how many times has Jay-Z reinvented himself trying to sound current? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you listen to Jay-Z's like, albums. They don't sound like Reasonable Doubt. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So for Westside Gunn to be able to do that, keep that old sound, sound relevant. I mean, you got to give him 4.5, in my opinion, man. A 5 is like a perfect album, and I think it could be a 5 over time if it lives up to that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I think we revisited this a year or two from now, maybe 10 years. I mean, my rating may go up.
That 5 is pending. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I mean? That 5 is pending. You know what I mean? Like it's rare that an album comes out. Like I said, that's why I'm saying Illmatic is one of those albums. When it came out, people are like, "Oh, this is a 5." It was that great. You know what I'm saying? This album, as good as it is, or great as it is, or whatever, I can't say that. Yeah, I got to give it some time to marinate. So 4.5, that's really good, to be honest. So
that's real good. So I'm gonna do a 3.
Damn, 3?
Yeah.
Man, hold up, man. We need somebody to
come on,
man. Shit.
Somebody,
a 3?
Somebody got to reel y'all back into reality over here.
Go ahead though. Let's hear it. Go ahead though.
Drake.
Let's hear it.
Drake.
I'm gonna do a solid.
Let's hear it.
Solid 3. Pushing 3.5. For me, it's a good solid project. I love the fact. I do love that he's always got the wrestling in there. They always got the wrestling in there. I love that theme throughout. Like I said, it felt like watching old movie scenes from start to finish, and not in a bad way, in a good way. So for me, it ain't hit like it hit for y'all. I thought Bodie James was the highlight of the album. I didn't actually think Westside Gunn was the highlight. I thought Bodie James came. That's who really stuck with me. So I'm gonna say 3. I think it's a 3 for me. I think it's a solid 3. I don't, there's no wavering from there, but from like going back down, but it's got room to grow. Lamar said in a year and a half too, he's gonna put it as a classic, as a perfect album. So
no. I mean, are you a Ghostface fan?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, is he your favorite Wu-Tang though?
You're talking about is he my favorite from Wu-Tang?
Yeah. You met the band fan, right?
No. And my favorite from Wu-Tang is actually, unfortunately, but fortunately, is Raekwon.
Okay, Raekwon. What about you, Lulu?
So we talking like who I like out of Wu?
Yeah.
It's between like Ghostface and Inspector Deck.
Okay. And see, that's probably why, you know what I'm saying, we probably put it higher than him. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. I'm being serious because like
okay,
I like Ghostface. I mean, like you asked
me about Ghostface though.
No, pretty Tony.
But Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang, Ghostface is my favorite. You know what I'm saying? I just like his flow, everything. You know what I'm saying? The way he sounds, like his high-pitched voice, and that's what Westside Gunn has. So he reminds me a lot of Ghostface. And then like, you know what I'm saying, like this album, some of those songs, they just had that throwback sound to it too. So that's why I put it up so high.
So you giving him points for reminding you of someone who's still alive and makes music?
That's part of it. Like when I'm listening to the album, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm reminded. I don't think he's copying Ghostface though.
So I
think it's not like he admired Ghostface. Like Like Bronson action was it Action Bronson?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like he was copying Ghostface.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Gunn is copying Ghostface. I feel like Gunn admired Ghostface and like, you know what I mean? Like influenced by Ghostface. It's the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
So kind of like I think Shine was copying Biggie.
Yeah, Sean had a goal. So I got look. I'm gonna be. I mean, he did. I'm gonna be. So Raekwon's my favorite, but I gotta make sure I say what's up to Inspector Jack and Wood because I met him a few years back, and I was listen, small bar, blah blah blah. I knew the dude. He was like, "Yo, Inspector Jack coming through." All these couple people were trying to take pictures. A couple like young white folk. There wasn't too many people there trying to take pictures. And so a couple people I was with, young white folk knew. And so they hopped in the picture and I was like, I ain't trying to be in the picture. Just in general. And he was like, get your black ass. Basically like, get in here. You ain't finna have me up in here and you sitting off to the side. These people, get in here next to me and take this picture. And I was like, I respect that. He's like, there's 4 black people in this whole building. You about to be too cool to take a picture with me? And I was like, nah, I just ain't trying to bother nobody. Like, this and that.
Hey, what about his music?
I love his music. Okay. I love his music. Yeah, nah.
I mean, you got, but I ain't putting you got up there.
No, you got. Oh man.
You guys got bars sometimes.
You got at the Fox Hills Mall, but I ain't putting him up there in my favorite Wu-Tang. Not even close. He's not even he's probably at the bottom.
Look.
Master Killer's at the bottom for me.
I'm clearly leaving out some details because it wasn't like just a handshake. Let's meet, picture taken. I'm leaving out some details just in case it happens to cross his path. I want him to know that shout out to him and I respect what he was doing that night.
Right on.
And shout out to Wood. So anyway, but so you saying I don't like Westside Gunn because I'm not as big a fan of Deck and GFK?
No, I think I think like what I'm saying, like if you were a huge Ghostface fan, what I'm saying, I think you would appreciate it more. I mean, this album, I think you would give it a higher rating. And since I like Ghostface a lot, I like his albums. I give this one I get it. Higher rating, you know what I'm saying?
I get it. Yeah, listen.
If you're honestly a sound, then there you go.
Exactly. There you go.
Honestly, I'm just giving you a little bit of a hard time because I like Ghostface a lot. I haven't listened to his music over the years, and even back then, it was more I listened to his tapes, but after like 2001, 2002, I was more on listening to other stuff. But he was coming, but I was hearing his mainstream stuff, and then I would listen to a couple things. Actually, maybe like I said 02. It probably more like 05, I should say. Because I think, 02 may be a little too soon. Probably more like 04 or so. 04, 05. No, it's a 3 for me, though. That's all.
Okay.
And that's just, out of 5, it's a solid 3.
So when you land in Nashville, see me. You know what I mean? Hey, it won't even be boxing. It'll be a wrestling match just because it's Westside Gunn. So we're going to do this in like a wrestling format.
Nigga, I ain't wrestling you.
I'm going to catch you off the top rope.
Listen, don't come out that motherfucker in no tights, nigga.
Hey, man, that's something you got to deal with. Don't tell me what to do. I do it on what? You deal with it.
Was you drinking Hennessy last night? He been on one all episode. He chilled during he was professional during the Westside Gunn during the segments, and then he went back. Oh Lord, nigga, I didn't listen. Mom mentioned the Army. Mom mentioned not falling asleep around a certain demographic of people in the Army, a certain race of men in the Army. You might be in trouble if you fall asleep. I grew up around them too, so I know not to fall asleep to protect yourself. Go ahead. You show up in that whatever you want to. I'll show up in a goddamn leotard and a tutu, nigga, and be like, all right, let's go.
Oh man, not a tutu and a Leo. Thanks.
Man.
But nah, I do want to ask one thing with the 3. It might have got a 3.5 from me if Spoons was longer. Ooh. Spoons with Westside and Conway, and that
okay.
I almost don't want it to be longer because I like what they were doing. They was doing that. We going back and forth, you know.
Right.
It reminded me of it reminded me of a lot of things, but like Jay Elect and on the Jay Elect album. Oh no, not on Jay Elect, excuse me. On Kendrick and who am I thinking of?
Him and Gang?
I said Jay Elect. Nah, Kendrick and Jay. Tap Out. Oh man, my mom blanking right now because you know what I'm talking about though. It's but anyway, it reminded me they was like, look, let's kick it back and forth like we used to. J-Rock. I don't know why I couldn't think of J-Rock's name.
Okay.
But on that joint where he's like, all right, him and Kendrick on his last joint, him and Kendrick go back and forth. It reminded me of that, and I was loving it, and I was like, man, just give me more of that real quick, you know.
Yeah, I love Spoons too. Yeah, that was a good one.
Well, shit, man, so we got 2 4.5s and a 3.
Yeah, I mean, you know, so and mine is pretty much I like 10 out of 13. So that to me, that's
you like 10 out of 13 of the tracks.
Right.
What are the 3 you don't like? Because I mean, honestly, when you say you like 10 out of 13, you can kind of throw out Murders in Mayfield and Blessed Times because those were kind of intro and
interlude or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So I didn't care for the last one, 716 Mile.
Okay. I thought Bodie James killed that too.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's the beat on that one. Maybe it was the rhythm or something, you know. And maybe it just need to grow on me. And I didn't really care for Claire's back neither, you know. But everything else, like, pretty much on point. So I guess what you're saying, like, Blessed Times.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, as far as like the actual tracks, I think 716 Mile and Claire's back. I didn't really care.
Okay.
Everything else right to me, like, you know. And like how you say, like Bodie James stood out to me, Stove God stood out. You know.
I thought Stove God fell flat from what I'm used to for him, honestly.
All right, man. Let's talk about Loverboy, man. Let's talk about Loverboy, man. I'm not gonna take too much of this. I'm not gonna take too much.
I'm just saying, look, I gotta be honest. And I like Claire's back.
Who my man in the group? I want the flower shop. What's his name? Tone. He was like, give him their flowers.
Yeah.
Man, give him their flowers.
All right, look.
You're a florist.
I like Claire's back.
Okay.
Anyway, look, we can go through it. I think I like Claire's back. I like the whole album, the whole project, man. It's just a 3 for me, though. It's just solid. You know.
I respect that, though. I respect that. I'm just talking shit, bro. I feel it, though.
I mean, we're gonna talk about it a little bit though. You just said it. Might as well fucking get into it for a couple, and we're gonna do a deeper dive later on our next episode. We're gonna do a real deep analyzation of "Certified Lover Boy" by Drake. What y'all think?
It's not like every other album, man. I wasn't impressed. I mean, I'm not saying that Drake doesn't make good music, but you know what I'm saying? When to me, and it just came out, so like I need to let it marinate, you know what I mean? But when first listen, I mean, it sounded the same. You know what I mean? That's just me, but
okay. Maybe
next time we come through, I'll have a better, you know what I'm saying? I mean, of course I will have a better analysis of it because I would have listened to it another time, but you know what I'm saying? We can go deeper into it next time, but to me, it just sounds the same, man. You know, it doesn't compare right now to Donda or Westside Gunn. That's just my opinion, but
all right, we'll keep it on the comparisons, and I thought it was a great project.
Oh, he gonna give him he gonna give it a 5. Watch.
put my light skin side on today.
Man, this guy, look at
it. Look, nah. I felt like kind of like Donda, you know, in the sense of don't turn that shit on expecting to go to Jupiter, expecting a nigga to like speak some new language and break new codes in your head or something. Like, don't turn that shit on looking for revolutionary shit. Turn that shit on and know who you listen to, and know that certain people are gonna. Kanye will push the envelope, so you turn him on and he pushes it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Westside, they got a formula. They giving you that up to date grimy '90s. Drake is going Drake. You know, and either you like it or you don't. I thought musically it was pretty great. I thought the project as a whole was strong, and that's just, you know, that's my take on it. I didn't say it was a 5.
So what do you rate it then out of 5?
Well,
you said it was great, so it has to be at least a 4, right?
I don't have to answer shit till we get into a deep analysis on this motherfucking next time.
Okay.
That's fair.
All right.
Fair.
Okay. All right.
Come on, TKO. I'm here for it, boy. I used to do this too. Sugar Ray Leonard boxing camp, nigga.
I don't have to answer shit.
You playing that dodgeball over there, okay?
That was for you too. I just wanted you to see that I got a little bob with me too.
All right, Floyd Mayweather.
In the leotard. In the leotard. Okay.
Y'all know I'm joking. Look, they gonna fire my ass up on We Know Hip Hop to talk about a leotard and a tutu.
They already been firing me up, man, for my shirts, but they know they want one low key.
Look, I will take a plain grain techno shirt from you. You got to go ahead and show it off. Otis ain't here to give a plug, but plug yourself real quick, man. You got the shirt on.
Yeah, this is actually my plain grain deco jumper sweatshirt. On the back it does say CEO, so the CEO is me, obviously. So you can't get this one, but yeah, actually, you know, I got a few pieces of merch if you're interested in it. You know, just hit me up. Shout out to my man Bruce. Bruce got a hoodie from me. So yeah.
Shout out, Bruce.
Even if you want to support and you just, you know, and you ain't seen nothing for your house yet, if you just want a sweater or merch or something, definitely hit me up. You know, get you together. We can work it out. You know what I'm saying? So
appreciate it. Yeah, plain grain deco. I know we talked about it first episode, but we make sure to plug each other in, you know. I got a piece in the house right now, man. No lie. I got a coat rack with the mail slot, the whole 9. Shit's good, man.
Thanks for the love, man. Glad you're enjoying it, man. This is
shout out
handcrafted decor.
Hey, shout out Bruce, man. Forever humble. I gotta get on some. I've been slacking on my game lately, though. I guess, damn, I didn't even recognize it. I guess I got to shut on my man's hair real quick.
Okay.
That bow shot. Blood Return of this is an old shirt he got. He's coming back in. Blood of Slave, Heart of Kings. That's what Bo Shock means. My man, the General Ume, he out there on Facebook. You can look up Bo Shock, Instagram. They've been shutting down.
That's that Nas. Yeah. That's that Nas verse. Still mad.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Blood of a slave, heart of a king.
Also got some my man League of Arts. I actually got two shirts from him. Is it Michael Coleman? I think it's Michael Coleman, League of Arts. Yeah, definitely shout him out. I cop some merch from him, you know, because I support too. You know what I mean? It's just keep the money going, keep the dollar rotating within our community. I'm all about that. So
absolutely,
definitely.
And look, man, when y'all you know, I'll probably tag it online when we drop this on the group. But when y'all see it, man, drop your link. It don't matter how it look like. If it's your cell phone number to text you and get something, drop your link. Drop however we can get in contact with you. However we can spread the word. So, you know, like you said, keeping the dollar flowing in our community. You know, and that's kind of what hip hop's about, man. That's what hip hop started as, man. Like sure. That's what we were talking about early on. When you talk about that Westside Gunn and we talk about that 90s feel, even back in the 80s, when they talk about the gunplay, the drugs, the whatever the fuck it is that we want to talk about, it's because we were doing that to keep money in our pockets. so we could grow as a community. We were finding our way on our ins and our outs. And so now we got some other things we can do. We can support a brother playing grain deco, picked up a craft, woodwork, and made a business of it. People out there making clothing, great designs on it and everything, and keeping the dollar flowing between us and really like pushing us up to the next level. That's why we're doing this show here, man. That's why we talk about these albums, man. And we be critical. We got all these jokes. We got, so many, we gonna have fun because that's what we do. But also, the big picture is, making sure we saying hello and shouting out people. So drop your link. The more word we spread, the more people talk about it. Even if it's just us three, we know 2 more people who know 2 more people who know 2 more people who know 5 more people who know 10 more. And that's in it. I mean, this is work. Like not work, but I'm talking that work. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
this
sure.
is a product. You break it down. You got some clothing. Break it down. Talk to us on it. Spread the word that you got good clothing. We're gonna come out and support you. You got somebody got a comic book, graphic novels, TV, whatever it is, man. We trying to support each other.
Yes, sir.
For sure,
that's my Hotep shit for the day.
Yeah, man. Do it, man.
Yeah.
Straight up. I appreciate this. I appreciate how we were just talking about just doing things in our community or being positive, coming together to create something new. This all started out of a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it just goes to show, like, man, niggas ain't got to be negative. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell, we just focus and collaborate together and see what we can cook up and make happen. Like, let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So definitely a big shout out to, hip hop. I think I've been a member in this group, like, I feel like 20 years now, but, I rock with everybody though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really got no bad blood with nobody. It's the internet, man. You know what I mean? All y'all niggas y'all like my little brothers, man. You know what I mean? So, I love y'all, man.
Well, look, if we like your little brothers, damn. Not me.
Definitely not me.
I'm more like, I'll treat you more like track 2 on CLB. Hey, look, I'll treat you more like track 2 on CLB.
Oh, is that right? Is that right?
Boy, all y'all my sons out here. Daddy's home.
Is that right?
Yeah, I gotta go.
You good? I was just about to wrap it up because we right at the 3:30 mark.
Oh, my wife's calling me.
Yeah, perfect timing though. I want to appreciate y'all. Otis, we missed you, man. We'll see you next time you're on. Y'all know what it is. We know hip hop. The potluck. We get together. We gonna chop it up. Lulu.
CLB next time.
KO.
Yeah.
I'm flying out to see y'all niggas. Hey, Ahmad.
What's up?
Just a quick question for you.
What's up?
Is she at the gym already? You meeting her at the gym or?
No, she's downstairs. She went to go to her parents' house.
Oh, y'all got a gym downstairs?
No.
When you working out today, bro?
We're not working out today. I'm not working out. No,
you a lie. All right, y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks for pulling up. Hope you got fed. Peace.
Definitely.